All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're talking about how AI is completely rewriting the playbook for customer experience. And trust me, this goes way beyond those simple chatbots you're used to. We're talking about a fundamental shift in how businesses and their customers actually connect.
You know the feeling, right? You're clicking through endless menus online, you're on hold for what feels like an eternity, and you have to repeat your problem to 3 different people. It feels like you're stuck in a maze with no exit. Well, that exact feeling is what we're going to unpack today.
Because here's the thing, the journey from, ooh, that looks cool to, okay, I'm buying it, is no longer a straight line. It's this wild, winding path with tons of detours. And that makes it incredibly tough for companies to follow along and give you the help you need, right when you need it. So here's our game plan. First, we'll explore that customer maze. Then, we'll open up AI's brand new toolkit. After that, we'll see exactly how these tools are changing the game, look at some mind-blowing real-world numbers, and finally, take a peek into the future.
Okay, let's get into it. Why is this journey so complicated now? And why are the old ways of doing customer support just not cutting it anymore? I mean, just look at this. This is a pretty typical journey these days. You see an ad on Instagram, you Google it, you watch a YouTube review, you get hit with another ad on Facebook, and maybe a week later, you finally buy it. It's not one single step, it's a whole bunch of them, scattered all over the place. Trying to track that by hand? Forget about it.
And the result of this chaotic maze? Well, you, the customer, end up feeling like the company doesn't get you at all. And on the other side, the support teams are totally overwhelmed, trying to piece together a puzzle without seeing all the pieces. It's a recipe for disaster on both ends.
So how do we find a way out of the maze? Well, that brings us to AI's new toolkit. And I really want to stress this. We are talking about a massive, massive leap forward from the clunky, rule-based chatbots of the past. Okay, check out this comparison. The old chatbots, they were basically just interactive FAQs. They followed a script, and the second you asked something weird, they'd say, I don't understand. But modern AI agents, they're a whole different beast. They're autonomous. They can actually do things, like integrate with Shopify to check on your order, and they learn from every single conversation. So what's the secret sauce here? A huge part of it is generative AI. You know, the tech behind things like ChatGPT. For customer service, this means the AI can craft natural, human-like responses instead of sounding like a robot reading a script. It can even summarize a super long chat for a human agent to review in seconds. And then you have predictive analytics. Now this is where it starts to feel a little bit like magic. By looking at all the past data, the AI can actually start to predict what you might need next. It can spot a problem brewing before you even know it's a problem, letting a company step in and help before you even have to ask.
Okay, so we've got this powerful new toolkit. Let's look at how it all comes together to completely transform the customer experience. This isn't just about answering questions anymore. It's about personalizing every single step of your journey.
So how does it work? It's pretty cool, actually. First, the AI vacuums up data from everywhere: social media, the website, past chats. Then it watches behavior, what you click on, how far you scroll. It finds patterns in all that activity. And then, the grand finale. It predicts the single best thing to do for you right at that moment.
And honestly, you see this kind of personalization all the time. Think about Spotify's Discover Weekly playlist that just gets you, or how Netflix and Amazon always seem to know exactly what you want to watch or buy next. That's AI learning your tastes. Now imagine that same intelligence applied to your entire shopping experience.
And here's the kicker. This isn't some futuristic, nice-to-have feature. It's what people expect right now. A massive 71% of us expect companies to deliver these personalized interactions. If a business isn't doing it, they're already behind.
Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Is AI going to take everyone's job? And this quote really hits the nail on the head. AI isn't about replacing humans. It's about taking over the boring, repetitive stuff so that human agents can focus on the really tough problems, the ones that need real empathy, creativity, and human judgment. It's about making humans better at their jobs.
So this all sounds pretty amazing in theory, right? But what does it actually look like in the real world? Let's get to the good stuff, the actual numbers and the impact companies are seeing.
Let's start with this. A German bank, VR Bank, started automating some of their most complex support areas, mortgages and retirement. You know, it's stuff with tons of rules and details. The result? They saved over €500,000 in a single year. That's just incredible.
And if you want to talk about sheer scale, get a load of this. A company called Ruby Labs uses AI agents to handle more than 4 million support sessions every single month.
Just pause and think about that number for a second. Imagine the army of people you'd need to handle that volume. It's just not possible for humans alone.
But a huge volume doesn't mean anything if the quality is bad, right? Well, here's the most amazing part. Of those 4 million automated sessions, they had a 98% resolution rate. That means almost every single time the AI solved the person's problem on the first try, no human needed. That is efficiency on a whole other level.
So when you zoom out and look at the bigger picture, the impact is undeniable. On average, companies using this tech see labor costs drop by 52% and the cost to get a new customer drop by 50%. But here's the real kicker. Companies that go all in on this stuff see 3 times the revenue growth. The numbers speak for themselves.
Okay, so what does this all mean for the road ahead? How can a business actually start using this technology to build better journeys for their own customers?
Well, the key is you don't have to go from 0 to 100 overnight. It's all about matching the right tool to the right problem. If you're just drowning in the same simple questions, a basic chatbot can be a lifesaver. If your team just needs a boost, AI-powered tools can help them work faster. And if you've got huge volume and great systems already in place, then you're ready for the big leagues, fully autonomous AI agents.
So, if you remember one thing today, make it this. Yes, the modern customer journey is a maze, but for the first time, we actually have a map. AI is that powerful guide that lights up the path, making the whole experience clearer, faster, and just better for everyone involved.
And I'll leave you with one final thought to chew on. As this technology gets better and better at predicting exactly what we want and creating these perfectly smooth, personalized paths for us, what happens to the joy of just stumbling upon something new? When the path is always clear, what does it even mean to explore?